G'day Internet, Max Wright here, and did we finally break the 8-month trend in the RSI? We'll be talking about that today. Got some news, got some fun stuff for you, so let's check out what's happening in the world of crypto and Bitcoin. To start off with, let's get into this chart here. We are still not out of the woods yet. We are still inside of this descending triangle, and so for that reason, it's just very much, we need to know, are we going to break up above this line, or are we going to break down convincingly below this line down here? Okay, so we're still not sure exactly what's happening. We've got to wait and find out what's going on with the price action. Now, the RSI, definitely worth the look. For those of you who don't know, we've been following this. The RSI is a momentum indicator. It can only live between 0 and 100. And basically, the lower down this chart it goes, it means that Bitcoin is oversold. It's basically telling you that something it's about to reverse, because this thing can only be between 0 and 100. It just goes back and forth, right? But we've been in an 8-month trend where the RSI has just been lowering on the daily chart we are. And if you look closely here, we have finally a break in the RSI on the daily. Now, we need to let this play out a little bit. And just so you understand, even if this breaks, I would expect the RSI to actually start heading up before, possibly days or weeks ahead of the Bitcoin price. So I think this is going to give us a good indication. Let's check out why I'm coming up with that idea. You can see here that the RSI started trending down from all the way back here in January. Now, during that time, Bitcoin went up from 30 to 65. For a good 2 solid months, there was bearish divergence, meaning the price was going up, but this very important indicator, the RSI, was telling us things should be going down. And eventually, Bitcoin accounted for that some 2.5 months later after this trend started, and then the price crashed down, okay? And we've been in that downtrend ever since, and this trend continues to go. So this could be an early warning. Let's wait and see how this RSI plays out. Let's see if we get a convincing break, and even better yet, we set multiple highs. But this could be something that takes several months to play out, but it is very exciting that this RSI has finally broken this trend. But we're just one day into that. We really need to wait a few days, get confirmation that we're up above this level, and better yet, we'd love to see a high above this one. Let's get over above the 50s. So that would be something to look forward to. End of the month almost. We have the fourth Friday of the month here. We see this the stochastic RSI. This is a similar kind of concept. Moves between 0 and 100. But it's a much earlier indicator, and you get a lot more false positives with this one. So you get it goes back and forth a lot more often. And this one we see breaking up. Good sign. Can't necessarily put too much stock in it. It's really good when it happens on the weekly or a longer time frame, which I don't think that will have happened yet. We see us in the middle on the 3-day. Let's check out the weekly. Yeah, still down on the weekly, which would to be expected. So yeah, we don't put too much stock in this, but we like it when it's going in our favor. It gives us a little bit of hope, some hopium for the masses. Good stuff. Okay, let's leave the price chart there because, yeah, I mean, we really do need confirmation of price action before we want to take any moves. But I'll say this. Here's my general thesis at the moment. One, my view of Bitcoin is extremely bullish. I'm very, very excited for what Bitcoin holds in the 6 months to a year, 2 years. Very, very excited. Month, 2 months, 3 months, up to 6 months. Now I'm a little bit like this, all right? That's how I feel about Bitcoin. Now, the macro, meaning the broader economy, real estate, stock market, etc., that one I am a lot more bearish on. I see problems, I see cracks forming, and I mean, you know, to see cracks forming is not real. The whole system is completely broken. I mean, it is a terminal patient. The only question becomes hyperinflationary collapse or deflationary collapse, and that's really all we have to wait for and find out how this is going to play out. But you know, in a hyperinflationary collapse, Bitcoin's going to go up bigger, better, faster than everything else out there, as far as I'm concerned. My prediction. in a deflationary collapse, Bitcoin will go down, although it's already 50% down. So I think a good chunk of it, I think Bitcoin could be a leading indicator here on the broader economy, as I said in the Max Kaiser interview, which I posted the other day. And so this is just something, just be mindful. Everything I say with regards to Bitcoin is a caveat on the broader economy. I think if the broader economy suffers, Bitcoin will suffer, although probably not as much. I think it's already suffered a good chunk already. Probably not going to come down like another 50%, but maybe a little bit less than that, maybe 20, maybe 30, maybe 15%, something like that. If there is a global financial crisis type scenario, if there is a massive correction in the world economy, I think we will see a pullback to Bitcoin a little bit, which will be tough. That could bring it all the way down to 20,000. But here's the follow-up prediction. It will be very, very short-lived. I mean, we're talking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months tops. And then Bitcoin will be an absolute rocket ship. I mean, rocket ship. If it goes down to that level and there is that broader economy crumble, with 100% certainty, I'm confident, I believe, I know what the response will be. It will be printing beyond belief, and Bitcoin will outperform everything just beyond your imagination. So, we might suffer for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, or it might go straight up from here. I don't know. But medium to long-term outlook for a Bitcoin is just unbelievably exciting. I can't even tell you how pumped up I am. I think it's just going to go absolutely parabolic. So let's take a look at a couple of little things happening in the news here that are worth talking about. So in the last 24 hours, JP Morgan will give retail wealth clients access to Bitcoin. Bitcoin funds, so you can invest in Bitcoin. This is the first bank to open up Bitcoin access to retail. So pretty much all of the major banks, except I think 1 or 2, and I forgot their name, have their private wealth clients. When you're in the higher levels, they give you all these special terms, and you don't pay any fees, and all the good stuff that you have when you leave lots of money in there. When you're in those levels, they've had access to Bitcoin for quite a while. And JP Morgan Chase, they're the first one to do it. Now they're opening it up to retail. So I'm guessing what that means is somewhere in the near future, right there inside your online banking app, you'll be able to go in and buy Bitcoin, or at least a Bitcoin fund, possibly something as simple as Grayscale, something like that. Or they could be gearing up for, maybe they have inside information, I don't know, to an ETF being released. If an ETF in the US gets opened up, checkmate, we're talking about a $5,000 to $10,000 Bitcoin price pump on the day it's announced. That's going to be monstrous, absolutely monstrous when that happens. So huge news there for Chase. Just again, this is huge. I don't know how many customers Chase have, but it's a hell of a lot. And then this, even bigger. So this is a quote from Jack Dorsey on his chat on the B Word the other day when he was with Elon Musk and Cathie Wood. And it said, Bitcoin will be a big part of Twitter's future with decentralized finance and payments. Look, what does that mean? I don't know. Can people, do the advertisers will be able to pay with Bitcoin? Yeah, that could be. But actually, I don't see it happening that way. I actually see some kind of a mechanism where maybe users can tip each other inside the app with Bitcoin on the Lightning Network, so the fees are minimal and payment is instantaneous. I can see it being maybe integrating Cash with Twitter, because remember, so Jack owns Cash App as well. I think it's actually a straight up subsidiary of Twitter. I see a merging of those two. And what that would mean to the Bitcoin price, again, we're just talking, I don't know what Twitter's customer base is, but is it billions? I don't know. It could even be billions. We're just talking about just monstrous steps forward for Bitcoin. And I'm so bullish on Bitcoin, you've got no idea. I have a prediction out there that we will hit $500,000 by December of this year. Now, there was a contingency on that prediction. It was contingent on the fact that we have a major banking failure somewhere in the first world. I said most likely it'll come out of Europe. That is still very much in play, both the banking thing and the prediction. But it seems absolutely ridiculous. It seems preposterous. But from here, to go from 30,000 to 500,000 in 6 months seems ridiculous, but I'm telling you, explosive moves are possible. And we have the historical precedent for this. 2000, let me come back to the weekly, 2013, it seems to me, if we are still in a bull trend, this is what we are most likely looking at. And I'll go to the log. Oh, I'm already on the log. This one right here, right? This period right here is 2013. Bitcoin goes up, hits $266 right here, comes back down to 60. It represented an 85% crash in the middle of that year. By the end of that year, Bitcoin was up to over $1,000. So check it out, from 60 to $1,200. We're talking about a 20x in the last 6 months of the year. When did it get down to here? I think it was July. Wow. I mean, July 15th. What are we today? July 23rd. July 15th, Bitcoin bottomed at $64. By the end of the year, it 20x'd and got up to 1108. It was, let's call it 19x. It was something like 19, 20x. If Bitcoin's 20x's from this 30,000 mark, which again, it's happened before, in a bull year, the similarities are uncanny. I'm telling you, 20x from here is obviously $600,000 Bitcoin. I'm telling you, it's not off the table. I'm not saying it's likely, but it is not off the table. These kind of parabolic moves can happen. Bitcoin's proven it. And if ever we're in an economic climate where it happens, like this is it. This happened in 2013. In April of 2013, we had the Cyprus banking crisis. And that was when the world saw bail-ins for the first time in their modern form. All right? If there's some banking failure somewhere in the world, which to me is extremely possible, some would say probable, and the world sees bail-ins, but maybe they don't do bail-ins, maybe they just print another $10 trillion and just float the market with it all over the world. I'm telling you, the price of Bitcoin can do anything, anything. I don't know what's going to happen in the next 6 months, but I believe it is coming sometime in the next 2 years, right? So I don't know, do we buy now? Do we wait for a pullback and maybe pick up Bitcoin at 20? I'd say no. Do we care if we buy at 20 or 30 when the price is at 600? We just don't. We just don't. And so, yeah, I'll leave that with you guys. That is something to think about. But there is plenty of reasons to be excited. There's plenty of reasons to be scared. The macro is scary. Bitcoin could be scary in the short term, but long term, I just have no fear. Tonight, I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. A little MLK quote there. He gave that speech the day before he was assassinated. So yeah, just plenty of reasons to be excited by Bitcoin. All right, guys, I will leave it there. Let me know in the comments below. Are you waiting to pick up cheap Bitcoin, or are you just getting in now? Do you think we're going to see it's a ridiculous one? Do you think we're going to see, let's call it north of 300,000 by the end of the year? Do you think it's possible? I think it's absolutely possible. Probable's probably a stretch, but it is absolutely possible in my opinion. Let me know in the comments below. Are you excited? Are you scared? And don't forget, hit that like button, smash up that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys soon.